Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Reverse 1999. By the time you're watching this video, the banner for Beryl is already out, so this version of the video will be very outdated by the time we get to that point. But we're just gonna move on per usual because I have a story to go through, and we'll finally get the next upgrade for the wilderness, which is something that I have actually been looking for quite some time now, and thankfully we'll get it in this mission in particular. So, without further ado, let's jump back into the story. The dramas have ended. All is profoundly hushed in this cold and dark room. The researcher sighs and starts settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. Why is it mistaken for a utility room? Is it because of the mess? Metallic footsteps come from outside the door.
I am astonished by the fact that you are interacting with others.
Another trespasser.
They broke in.
The robot in charge of the Laplace Scientific Computing Center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
God, Lucy's so hot.
That file means nothing to me. I didn't file it because it is a report against the rules. Why bother to submit such a log full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great, rigorous foundation?
Also, the device on Enigma's shoulder is not an Enigma machine. Although it can be somewhat related to it, you know, because a lot of the members of the Laplace Society Foundation, basically, they pertain to a lot of math, a lot of research, a lot of science and whatnot, so the symbologies are definitely going to be there.
Is that so? I am gratified to find that you still have some sense.
I too am gratified that you still have no idea that I was being sarcastic.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from me, Madam Lucy?
He asks as he bends down and organizes the papers scattered all over the place. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask. This is not because of some old files, I assume.
The faceless robot inclines its head in agreement.
Certainly. I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindictae's ritual. You are still the best.
You are asking me, a human, to decode the ritual of a pure-blood arcanist group? I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
The researcher keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table.
Well, you evaluate our value. Test us in experiments you set. Prove the hypotheses by exhaustion. Make mistakes and start all over again. You repeat the process like a roaring locomotive that pulls the research center out of this chaotic disaster. You question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be regular or easy. The only idea you planted into your little brain is to move forward, to improve.
No wonder Lucy's a Dynamo character.
Thank you for your compliment. Credit goes to everyone.
That was not even a... Miss me a girl.
Did Adler just swear in his native... Oh my god. See, this is what I love about Reverse 1999. They take these little bits of humanity and just inject it into each and every character. Hell, even the NPCs have a lot of personality in this game, and it's very rare in a gacha to have this much production quality.
Guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. And that's the life that I wake up to every day. I'm no longer the person you thought you came here for. I'll never be able to combine human technology and arcanum. And I'll never comprehend even the slightest part of it. I am useless to you.
He squares up the paper on the desk in a grumpy manner, making a huge knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand a human mind. But I beg of you, leave me alone.
The robot ignores his emotional speech and keeps talking.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindicte did not go well.
That's about to be expected. Also, a lot of people actually prefer Lucy maskless because of the amount of aura that the coat around her gives. And once you do unlock Lucy's awakened skin, she puts on a shirt instead of the coat, and yeah, she's definitely hotter because she gets more flesh tone bits. But this and there are instances where if Lucy is in your lobby, she puts on the mask but still retains this form that you see in front of you. She honestly looks her best when she has this coat on, and I have no other words for it. She's just really, really hot.
A side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse. The isolation wards on the basement level are overwhelmed.
What a scene. Have you aborted the experiment?
Not yet. We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the masks, and found a component which also exists in the raindrops of the storm. But knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works. What we're looking for is the original ritual that the Manus cast on them.
You are trying to figure out one's career planning from one's physical examination report. I wonder why it is not working. Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual, you still need a proper environment to test it, which is the outside world with a coming storm.
The researcher turns to her, wisdom and sarcasm glow in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, proper permission from the Foundation to travel, and strong-minded volunteer subjects, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm. Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 sentences to draw the conclusion which took the seminar a week to reach. That proves you are capable of the project.
The robot in charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance team has forecast different critical points of this storm. Foundation investigators are on their way.
Well, I know who Marcus is, and this is, it's right there. It's Hoffman. These two are going to be very, very important. Hopefully soon, because I do know that Marcus has, a really large set of fans. She's a very, baby-coded character. We'll get there when we get there. And then Hoffman is, from the impressions I'm getting, she is very bullyable, if it's to be believed.
If Manus Vindicte still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929, there will be a high possibility that their people will show up at the transformation point of history and society, also known as the critical point of time, the center of the storm. Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
Okay, that I did not know that Adler and Greta are... Wait. Is it a is it a Hansel and Gretel thing? Maybe, maybe not, but they're both human, probably. Well, I mean, Lucy has said as much. Adler is human, but he prefers to be called Enigma. Greta is, well, we don't know that yet. I actually don't know that yet, but I do. Again, I know that these two, Hoffman and Marcus, are very interconnected, so we'll get there when we get there.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself. We have different perspectives.
It is okay. I am just here to inform you that if any of the investigators successfully send the information of the ritual back, the research about the immunity of the storm will be conducted immediately. Take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, we only have 24 hours to verify the feasibility of the ritual. I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Enigma's eyes flicker toward the document. The face on the top is familiar to him. He pulls out the drawer and takes out a scrap of paper. This is the last code he didn't give anyone.
One thing is for sure now. The age of humans has come to an end.
Hey, you. Yes, you, my hurried child. You rushed through the street like a cyclone. Where are you going?
I can't be late for the show now, can't I?
A show. A show. So you came to Vienna for the love of stories. That's for sure.
Guess we're finally going to get into the chapter of one of the most popular couples in this game. Oh boy, I'm excited for this one.
Then this is just the right place for you. A place where the floors are decorated with gold, where music sings along with the stories. Even a newcomer could be entranced here. Oh, listen to me. You must not be a newcomer, but a true connoisseur. Well, before you leave, may I ask a simple question? Which act in a show do you prefer?
Every single part of it.
So greedy. It's a tough choice, isn't it? But you can't escape from making decisions. Do you know which act I love the most? Not Act 1, nor 3, or 5, but 6. Oh, Act 6, my dear. That's the best part. The part in which the king picks up his fallen head. The knight pulls out the sword in his chest. The bodies stand up, dust their clothes, and come to the front of the stage, bow to the audience, and receive their applause.
That's not exactly part of the performance.
Yes, it is. My child, that is precisely when the real show begins. I have a good script here. Let me put on my glasses. Let's start from Act 6. The princess, a nightingale decorated with diamonds, an opera singer taking center stage, steps into a building of gray and white diamond patterns.
That part sounds so eerily familiar that I am slightly uncomfortable in my seat.
And the curtain falls forever. The smile on her face seems too serene. She is still dreaming. Her madness keeps them on alert. But in the court she seems so meek and mentally steady, like a docked boat on calm waters. Nodding elegantly to every gentleman she meets, she makes the shackle on her neck look like a piece of dazzling jewelry. Next page. Oh.
What happened?
In a transparent room under an unyielding limelight, her dignity is stomped on, like a silk handkerchief thrown on the ground. They smash her crown, forcing her to pay for her madness.
Is she mad?
No, not anymore. Sleep, she said to me. Sleep. If that's what she said, then I don't need to wake up. That's when the star falls into an everlasting dream. The blinding light becoming a spotlight on the stage, the empty room carrying the best reverberations. She has never been so calm. Everything beautiful in her is there forever, frozen in time.
I guess she went completely insane.
Or found eternal peace.
That too.
Her world has become the performance, a show that never ends. I'd say she's a great actress. Isn't she?
That's not exactly a good story because it needs more context.
My dear, you are indeed a great connoisseur. Only one act of a play can't tell a good story by itself.
That's why I said I like all of the parts of an act.
Oh, forgive my ramblings. The golden curtain has risen. Fix your collar, darling, and keep moving forward.
Meine Damen und Herren, willkommen! On behalf of the General Medical Association of Vienna, I would like to thank you all for attending this demonstration conference. It is a great honor As we can see, dear friends, the era of science has arrived. The era of man has arrived. Today, we will share the honor of witnessing the advancement of technology, its contributions to medical science, and even the world.
Golf claps,
Now, please
golf
allow
claps
me
all
to
around.
introduce the patient again, Miss Isolde von Dietersdorf. This lady has selflessly volunteered for the experiment, and in return will receive a healthy mind in no time.
Yeah, from the cursory research that I've done, Isolde, or Isolde, depending on who you talk to, her name is a huge historical reference that I sadly cannot remember off the top of my head. But as we go through this new chapter, you're gonna find out why.
She's been living a miserable life due to hysteria. How terrible it is for a young woman like her. As we all know, mental illness is taking an increasing toll on our country. Even suicide has become more rampant. The tragedies are piling up, and our dear lady is in excruciating pain as we speak. Thanks to the development of medical science, we can again be rescued from the abyss of pain. As I said before, the electroshock therapy uses the most advanced technology available. The medical use of electricity dates back to the 18th century.
The presentation of these obscure theories failed to enthrall the attention of the guests. Vienna citizens possess less a thirst for knowledge than a hunger for morbid curiosities. Tales of misfortune are indeed favored over their cures.
Isolde? The youngest daughter of the Dietersdorfs? Oh, no wonder she volunteered. The treatment should do wonders for her. You know there's something wrong with that family. I heard her mother stabbed old Dietersdorf in the temple with a brass needle and killed every maid in the room. That thing's even made it into the curio market. I heard not even the Lord's water could clean the blood off it.
The family seems to be cursed. So far, no one's ever lived past the age of 40. In fact, the girl had a sister who died very young, and now her brother. I read in the papers that he killed himself, right? Well, the artist did what an artist would do. He wrote a sad poem and then set fire to his paintings, together with himself.
You know what? My uncle works for the police. He showed me the autopsy report. The truth is, Theophil shot himself. He was killed by a bullet.
Gosh! Good thing he didn't have to suffer all that pain before he died. Poor boy, he was so talented and handsome. But the girl, oh, she's less fortunate. Fainted at her only brother's funeral, didn't even get to see him one last time. I hope the latest treatment will alleviate her suffering.
Lunatics. The whole family is a bunch of lunatics.
Manners, sir. This is Vienna where we call these poor people arcanists.
I sincerely hope that Isolde can put an end to her miserable nightmare. After all, she is one of the most talented opera singers in Vienna. Just like her mother.
You know what they say? Talent and hysteria go hand in hand. Think about it. They both come from the mind.
The speaker notes these untimely whispers.
Quiet, please. The treatment will now begin. Are you ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
Yes. I'm ready. Please.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Calm down, my lady. Just hang in there, okay? The treatment will work. Perseverance is a virtue. I don't think the electroshock is causing the pain you seem to be experiencing. Don't let the imaginary fear get the better of you.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Now we'll begin stage 2. The voltage will be slightly increased. Please get ready, Miss Dietersdorf.
No!
Stage 3, an even higher voltage.
All other sound has faded away.
Enough! Forgive the interruption, Dr. Schwartz. But I need you to stop the treatment immediately.
There's our girl. There's Isolde's girlfriend right there. Hello, Kakanya. Chattering, hushed questions replaced the hum of electricity. The audience turned toward the petite woman standing in the back row. Wait, Kakanya's small? Excuse me?
I can't help but to question your methods, as well as the methods of the General Medical Association. Your electroshock therapy is a gross violation of humanitarian principles. Judging from what I just saw, it only brought the patient meaningless pain and didn't help her condition one bit.
The one fun fact that I discovered about Kakanya, it just even beyond what she is as a character, the color of her coat is at least in her time period was so rare that the material used to make such a shade of green is considered to be so poisonous that people who wear it tend to die early, or at least it's somewhere along those lines. Of course, making fabrics has improved massively since then. It wasn't as dangerous as it was way back in the day, but yeah, her color is that plus a few other pieces of symbolism that I sadly cannot remember off the top of my head. It's really fascinating that Kakanya is designed the way she is. Let's just keep going.
Unless, of course, you intend to use physical pain to distract the patient from her mental pain.
Her green silhouette is delicate and sharp, like a razor slicing through the chaos.
Even though this is a conference meant for conversation, you're being a little rude. The new electroshock therapy is not what you know from the last century. Now that man has tamed electricity, there's no doubt that the EST is the best choice for treatment. You shouldn't take it at face value, because it's not like the underlying principles are the same as that frog experiment, huh? My treatment is supported by systemic theories and reliable references, and it is approved and sponsored by the General Medical Association, which means it's reasonable and legitimate. Well, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, a social activist known for her little arcane tricks, Miss Kakanya. Or should I say, Miss Clara? As far as I know, you don't even have a medical degree. Besides your so-called art movement, this secession, is it? It confuses me, really.
Then this is the biggest thing about Dr. well, quote-unquote, Dr. Kakanya. She doesn't even have a medical degree, yet tends to stick by Isolde and tries to treat her to the best of her ability. This couple is the biggest example of doomed Yuri in this game, and there will be fans about this more than any other couple in this game, as far as I know. There could be like bigger couples out there, but one of the most prominent ones is definitely Kakanya and Isolde.
Anyway, in order to have a more professional conversation, I suggest we talk later. You know, after you get a medical license.
Murmurs and fragmented laughter swell among the crowd.
No, Dr. Schwartz. This conversation has nothing to do with my personal identity or experience. I'm only asking you as a citizen of Vienna and as a human being with empathy. How can you not see that she's suffering? Have you been thoroughly brainwashed by the supposed authority of medical science? Or have you two been blinded and deafened by hysteria?
You rude little... Please allow me to reiterate EST is an advanced and reliable treatment. Besides, Miss Dietersdorf has signed an agreement before we started. The experiment is conducted under mutual consent. Your objection is of no use, and it is even harmful to the patient's interests. But we always welcome debate. Since you question my methods, please be my guest and indulge us with your thoughts on her condition.
As I understand it, Mr. Sigmund Freud published his studies on hysteria in 1895. He believes that hysteria was a psychological disorder caused by problems in the nervous system. It was not a simple organ disease. His trauma theory explains that the patient's personal life experiences were the real cause of the disorder, affecting the patient in subtle ways. It makes much more sense to analyze the patient's traumas than to harm their body. As to whether his theory is advanced enough, you can read The Totem and Taboo, which he published last year.
The gentleman's face cracks with expression.
Freud. Freud! The man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. The one who couldn't get a word in when his patients spewed insanity. It took him 17 years to become a professor, for God's sake. Miss Clara, I've tolerated your immature antics, and I always welcome advice and opinion, as long as are rational and reasonable. It's just, how could you challenge me with such an amateur theory? You insult me as a gentleman, and you insult my reputation.
What? Dr. Schwartz, I did not mean to insult you.
Miss Dittersdorf, she's unconscious.
How?
Get her off the chair, now!
Oh, you're here? Not a good time. As you can see, my eyes are barely open. In the blink of an eye, my dream slips away like a deer into the deep of the forest.
Were you dreaming?
What kind of a question is that? You make it sound like me dreaming is the most ridiculous thing in the world. I have to remind you, except for some outdated wisdom, there is nothing different between your head and mine, dearie.
What did you dream of?
I'm as curious about that as you are. You could always allow me to return to my soft bed to try to summon that dream again. Oh, but even then it likely won't be the same dream. See, we seldom remember our dreams, and even what we don't forget can be hard to understand. And that's why we need a dream interpreter. A doctor that values Shakespeare above his patients and cigars above his own career. A doctor like Sigmund Freud. He lures out forgotten memories from your past through a technique called free association. Through this, he can reveal what makes you who you are. All you need to do is to lie on the sofa and spill out your thoughts like old milk. Once you do that, your mental health will surely improve. The sleepwalkers stop falling out of their beds, the hysterical go back to their sewing. With enough time, maybe Nietzsche could write a comedy. But what about the medical journals, you may ask? He must have released them. Otherwise, how could we prove the effectiveness of his treatments? And he has. You can read them in journals, in the textbooks, and hear them in the chattering of medical students. Your name will be blacked out on the pages by then, but your dreams will become the latest gossip on everyone's lips.
That doesn't sound good for the patients.
Oh, my dear, all medicine has side effects. The best medicine is bitter to the taste. It must be tolerated for the sake of the treatment. How else will these patients free themselves from their mental cages of unconscious desire and delusion? It really is the smallest of prices. A mere coffee stain on your shirt, just telling a few people about an unlucky moment or two. Besides, the patient is not given a name. The true protagonist remains a secret between you and the doctor. Perhaps you're right. It's not the only way.
Then what's plan B?
Come, listen. Do you hear that? That shrill, piercing sound of metal on the skull? blood-curdling screams. Even the strongest soul would quake in fear. But this is the other way. However, funny enough, some people prefer the pain. It ends faster than a hard talk with the doctor.
Move! Oh, move!
Navigating this corridor is no easy feat, as researchers engrossed in their Brownian motion studies hurry along without watching their step.
Shoot, are you blind or did you hit me on purpose?
A viscous, deep purple substance drips from their face onto the hem of their lab coat, marvelously landing in a spot not yet coated with other stains.
Hey, hello! Do you know how to control this thing? It always drips on my bed at night. I just sit back for a week.
Just remove your brain. Problem solved.
That makes sense. How come I didn't think of that? Thank you for your advice. You are so sweet.
Oh, you're so welcome, pal. I'd wipe my eyes more often if I were you. Just do something to get that black snot off those lashes. The good news is, the persons in charge of this place are all dead. The bad news, the one in charge right now is not a person.
Hello, Researcher Medicine Pocket. Your meal allowance is being deducted to pay for door repair.
I don't care, Buckethead. Do your worst. A few pennies don't bother me.
So, I haven't been talking, but this is Medicine Pocket. I was gonna say she, but she very explicitly says in her character screen that she doesn't care for pronouns, which is why MedPoc has been embraced as the biggest ally the LGBTQ community has. And it also doesn't help that while she does have a feminine voice, her features betray her. People have said that she leans in neither direction. She is whatever you want them to be, or rather they are whatever you want them to be. So keep that in mind as you interact with MedPoc. The head of the computing center nods, taking this as a sign of amicable agreement.
You could have called me from your lab terminal. The technology department has equipped every researcher with the latest communication device, and I have the energy to communicate with everyone.
Then how am I supposed to know whether my report is lying in your trash or not? Oh, please, you know we gotta talk face to face to solve our issues when things get ugly.
With a flick of their wrist, a gray folder lands with impact, spilling its contents across the desk.
Congrats on the one and only achievement you got from the Manus mask. We're now fully aware of its side effects, and this great achievement is filling the halls with oil and insanity. You should thank the Hatted Cuckoo for her report. No one's turned into a crazy monster yet, or the Manus would be attacking the headquarters from the Place right now. Damn it! What are you doing? Are you even listening to me?
Lucy turns her head, having just fastened the buckle on her face.
My apologies. You said we needed to talk face to face.
This is honestly Lucy's best look.
If I understand it correctly, this is your #1 request.
You always carry a face in your pocket? That's just great.
Have I told you guys that MedPoc always talks sarcastically?
You are welcome. It is our duty to learn and meet the needs of every researcher. This will help them reach their full potential while respecting the nature of their being. I received some letters of complaint. They asked me to develop a better sense of humor. They said it would help me understand the researcher's sarcasm, so I am studying it. 75% of the complaints mentioned they did not want to see a face on my head. Some even use strong words like, "Never let me see that face of yours again." I am glad that you are one of the other 25%, Researcher Medicine Pocket.
You know what? I don't mind if you keep that face on, as long as you let me kick it around a bit.
The newly wow, that's a sentence. The newly face-flaunting robot nods slightly, pleased with their renewed consensus.
Regarding your second request, I have read your report. I fully understand the side effects of the mask as well as the feasibility of the decryption.
Then what's the point? It's like trying to get the syrup formula out of a Coke can. Ugh! Again, we are all screwed without the original ritual from the Manus.
It is too early to conclude that the mask does not contain important clues. The attempts we are making are very necessary. Besides, the situation in Laplace is not as bad as you say. The side effects are completely under control. The subjects are only suffering from dehydration and mania. Fortunately, the Rehabilitation Center has extensive experience in dealing with manic patients, and some researchers, like yourself, are already manic without putting on the mask, so the side effects will not affect them much.
I am not sure if that's a compliment or an insult, but for Lucy, it's probably neither.
Yes! Ball pens! Ball pens love brains!
Two researchers arrive swiftly, removing the poor soul who lodged a pen into their eye socket, and just as swiftly replacing the broken glass.
Extensive experience, huh?
That is right. I am glad you have noticed our efforts. We have prepared a large amount of polymer materials in case of minor vandalism by the patients.
Haha. Amusing. So this is the logic of a machine, huh? Humans are as expendable in the lab as glass. You should be glad that your head is harder than my teeth, alright?
Your opinion surprises me, Researcher Medicine Pocket. There is a big difference between the human body and glass. As for the original ritual, you are not the first researcher to make this suggestion. We are fully aware of its importance. We have dispatched investigators and members of the Field Agent Administration to investigate various regions. Here are the images they sent back.
Field... what?
Field Agent Administration. If you have not heard of the name before, most prefer to call them the History Guards, given their function.
Right. That team of cannon fodder. The thought of people being thrown around like garbage makes me feel lucky that I'm just a piece of glass.
Medpoc lifts their head, examining the screen, their attention completely diverted.
Looks like face-to-face conversation does solve problems. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Aside from the insane colleagues running amok. Let me guess. The blue dots are good news, huh?
Correct. They represent the safe areas immune to the storm.
North America. I should have gone there for a walk in the park. I don't deserve to suffer in this stupid gray prison.
I have to say, Researcher Medicine Pocket, even though I approved your request for a sports field, which you claimed was a humanitarian need, I think it is more of a canine need.
Yeah, Medpoc has pet dogs, which, now to think about it, I have not seen nor hide nor hair of it. I mean, you do see Medpoc's dogs when you do their alt, but I don't actually think I've ever seen them in the story. Well, I guess this is the first time we're seeing Medpoc in the story, so...
I suggest you install an indicator on your humor module so we know when to laugh. See? Like this blinking red dot. Is that Vienna?
Yes.
They wait, but the android does not offer up any further information.
Alright! Not privy to the information, huh? I know of your tricks. One day I will find the logical fallacies in your words, I swear. And this here... yellow. Better than the worst, worse than the best. That's the agency. What's all the fuss about? Don't tell me there's a 500-meter-long blue crab.
No sightings of large marine organisms other than the Gorgon. This is where Timekeeper and her team are right now. By the way, it seems you can distinguish between colors precisely, so the canine elements in you are more of a personal choice than an innate trait.
Wait, Medpoc is not fully human? No wonder she has shark teeth, or at least what in the anime community we call shark teeth.
I see your efforts on improving your sense of humor, I do, but that's enough now. Turn off the module, okay? Who the heck put these complaints in the box? I'm gonna kick their teeth out.
Back to business. Timekeeper and her team are in a bit of a situation. The details are classified, and I am not privy to them either.
Huh. Classified. I know what's going on. In this place, classified means they're in big trouble.
And we're finally back in the island of Greece, or on an island somewhere in the Greek area.
What are they? Hoop did not tell us about these things! Get away from me, you arcane fiends!
Marcus? Marcus?
I'm sorry, Madam Hoffman. I was reading the newspaper.
I know I told you to practice your arcane skills more, but you don't have to do it all the time. I just told you the oath to secrecy for this mission. Level 2 Investigator Marcus, repeat it to me.
Remember the field mission manual? Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people. Never build unnecessary connections with the current era. Never disclose any real information about the headquarters to members of the branch. Never discuss confidential matters in unrelated settings. Never contact or interfere with the insignificant. Stay out of their lives, silently observe and respect their lives. And why is the stupid train never on time?
Did I really say that?
Yes, in a low voice, after the last random stop.
You have a talent for multitasking, I'll give you that. But the point is, as a rookie investigator, your focus should really be on the mission.
No wonder all of the memes I see of Marcus and Hoffman is Marcus doing literally everything and then Hoffman is just suffering in the background. Good God.
Yes, Madam Hoffman, I'm so sorry.
And yes,
Laplace has analyzed
Marcus is
information
as
from the
baby
field
as she
agent
looks.
squad and suggested several critical points on where the storm may arrive. One of them is Vienna. The history guards have reported sightings of menace leaders there. Considering they will probably do the same things they did in 1929, you know, escalate the international conflicts to accelerate the reverse, this mission is probably quite risky.
It's okay, Madam Hoffman. I am fully prepared. I've been waiting for my first field mission since I joined the Foundation. Thank you for approving my application, or I'd still be talking to rusty filing cabinets and diamond patterns on a wall.
No need to thank me, Investigator Marcus. Your application has been approved by headquarters, as your arcane skills will prove very useful on this mission. This time we will track down Manus Vindictae in Vienna, and gather intelligence on their rituals. The intelligence should help with the storm immunity research, making it the top priority of all other missions. That's why I said your arcane skill reading will be useful on this mission.
Yes, understood.
The young student straightens up. Her mentor catches her emotion and replies unsmilingly.
I know how lucky you must feel for returning to your era, after being isolated from the outside world for so long. I will take you to Romania and visit the orphanage where you used to live, if we still have time for that after the mission.
I'll do my best, Madam Hoffman. Whatever you need, as long as my arcane skill can do it. By the way, how's the Timekeeper doing on Aegean Island?
Marcus, have you already forgotten what I just told you? This is a confidential matter.
But it's in the news. Unknown island appears on the Aegean Sea. Forces attacked by arcane creatures. Ownership over island causing conflicts between Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece. Austro-Hungarian Empire and Russian Empire to establish a negotiating committee. Madam Hoffman, the increased turmoil could cause the storm to arrive earlier, right?
That is not our problem. The headquarters will send someone to intervene since it is caused by the Arcanum. Now, just focus on our destination. Vienna. Time to get out. Grab your luggage.
Okay, so seems that we are in the middle of two storylines happening simultaneously. One where we are on an Aegean island where the Timekeeper is, and then we have one here where we're going to Vienna. Both in Europe, surprisingly, so let's keep going.
Here it is, the national treasure of Austria. The creamy chocolate cake, the buttery ganache, and the delicious apricot jam. Created by the ingenious apprentice Franz Sacker in 1832, renowned throughout the world. The dessert of Vienna, Sackertot.
That is such a sweet sweet thing to hear from the baby. Oh my god. No wonder people like this character so much.
My first time seeing a real one.
At the cafe's entrance, Marcus's fork holds reluctantly over her mentor's little gift.
How should I cut it? If I cut straight, the cake will get mushy. If I cut sideways, I'll miss out on the apricot filling. What if I eat it in one bite? No, how unrefined. The director would scold me for that.
Headpats for the baby, headpats for the baby, headpats for the baby, headpats for the baby.
I have to think carefully. There must be some other way. Remember all your training, Investigator Marcus. This is the most important moment of your life. Don't get too excited or you'll ruin it.
Then the fork falls.
Oh no.
As Hoffman cuts the sacher tort in two with calculated precision.
But
No, nothing. Thank you for deciding for me.
The cake rightly is a national treasure, soft and layered with apricot jam. It is consumed in mere moments.
what was it here's, Marcus?
Looking at Greta now, there is a bit of a resemblance with Adler. Both characters actually have really fierce looking eyes. Like, my god, they are siblings.
Because
Tears of joy. I get it, baby.
the cake is way too sweet.
Ah, that too. I mean, it is sacher, which is another word for candies, or rather, sugar. So, the cafe bustles with others coming and going. As Hoffman checks her watch now for perhaps the 15th time in fewer than as many minutes. That's a sentence.
According to the plan, the head of the Vienna branch would pick us up and guide us through the necessary procedures of this era. But our train was 2 hours late. That being the case, our Mr. Carl should have been waiting for 2 hours, but so far there's no sign of any gentleman in the Foundation's uniform.
So Mr. Carl is also more than 2 hours late.
A clever deduction. Let us hope otherwise. I'll go check if he got here before us.
The mentor steps out from under her umbrella's shadow and heads into the cafe. Left behind, the apprentice looks around aimlessly. She catches a few key words.
I bet that island is a secret base of the Dual Entente. That's why the Bulgarians are so anxious. They're worried about their exit on the Aegean Sea. A friend of mine is in the Navy. He saw a ship leaving the harbor loaded with gold. War is coming, friend.
No. How does that explain the arcane creatures over there? I'd say it's never been discovered before. Like the Celtic Otherworld. You know, the heavenly land beyond the sea in Bran's legend. The Arcanum has declined after the Enlightenment. It is an honor for all of us in this era to find such a paradise from the past. You're not fit to be human if you don't understand what that island means to us, my friend.
Secret base. Other world. Fascinating. I need to write this down.
Marcus is a Romanian character, huh? And she was found in an orphanage in that country. I need to look up on her origins, and then again, her anecdote is available, so that should explain a lot of things. And that's the thing about Reverse 1999. If you want to know more about the character, you just need to go to their anecdote, or basically the gacha way of explaining character backgrounds and all of their motivations and whatnot. A lot of gachas have that, but Reverse 1999 takes it on a level that, let's just say, the quality of writing, even in the anecdotes, is insanely well done. Marcus opens her notebook, jotting down these bits of trivia with a quick and earnest enthusiasm. Her desire to catch the length and breadth of these comments forces her to lean quite conspicuously until she finds she has become an object of spectacle herself.
Miss, could you show me your papers, please?
Ah, right. I'm sorry. My friend has it. Could you hold on a minute? I am an arcanist sent from the headquarters of the St. Pavlov Foundation. I have a letter of introduction from the head of the Vienna branch.
Arcanist? Then you come with us, miss. Hands up and be quiet. Bring over the golems! We have an unregistered arcanist!
Huh?
Oh no, she said the wrong thing. Oh no, the baby's in trouble. Hoffman's attention is drawn to the commotion unfolding outside the window.
Marcus, sir, please listen to me.
A single misstep causes a mistaken interpretation, a sign of defiance. Enough to compel these loyal city guardians to fulfill their duty.
Don't let her get away!
What is happening? At ease, gents. Allow me to explain. This respectable lady is most definitely not a Russian spy.
Portly gentleman with a handlebar mustache hurries over, his forehead glistening with sweat.
Ah, Miss Hoffman! So, this lady with the big case is your assistant? No spy would be stupid enough to carry an entire case of papers in public. So will be all, gentlemen.
The guards offer their salute before ushering the golems back to their posts. Hoffman's face is the picture of awkwardness, one that could mark a new entry for this exact situation in the next field mission manual.
The gentlemen in Vienna have become exceedingly sensitive after the infamous espionage cases of 1913.
That was well before World War I. Wait, no. It's during World War I, if I remember correctly.
And their pride was almost destroyed by the Redl case. The man was even head of counterintelligence, and had a sexual orientation not tolerated in his time. Well, I'm not sure which of the reasons hurt them more. Sorry, Marcus. I should have told you that, as your supervisor.
Oh no, the baby. We're a little shaken, but I think she's fine. She nods, but only manages a half-spoken grunt of affirmation. Oh no, the baby got scared.
The belief that arcanists cannot cast arcane skills without the ability to speak. So old and superstitious. Like muzzling a dog when it gets out of control. Can we dispel it now, Mr. Carl?
I have to remind you, Miss Hoffman, that theoretically we have to go through an entire approval process before I authorize the dispelling of the mute spell. But whatever, who cares? They shouldn't have treated a young lady like that, for whatever reason.
Mr. Carl is a portly and pale man, his appearance punctuated by the scent of punch cards, in every way a representative of the Empire's bureaucratic system. That sounds like a backhanded way to say that this guy has money and will trample over people who are poorer than him. Overall, he seems a pleasant sort of man, despite his position. Okay, that completely takes the words out of my mouth, or rather, opposes what I just said.
Relax. This was just a minor incident. You'll never find another place as tolerant as Vienna. The very same principles the Foundation strives for. All registered arcanists can come and go as they please in this beautiful city. We even offer artists and musicians perks that cover every aspect of their lives, because Vienna loves art and music. Oh, speaking of registered arcanists, could you show me her arcanum license?
Arcanum license?
Yes, ladies from the headquarters. Even so, I'm more than willing to skip some unnecessary procedures for you. We still have to be careful about security, you know, especially when dealing with arcanists.
The portly bureaucrat rubs his hands together slyly. It is evident that he would be no easier to deal with than the golems.
I don't think the headquarters issues such a license. No one told us to apply for one.
Oh, there must be some mistake. All arcanists entering Europe must possess an arcanum license issued by the local government. Austria enacted this policy in 1756. We abolished it in 1868, but we're in the time of great tension, so perhaps this lady knows something. Miss Marcus?
Yes?
You are an arcanist, even though you're sent by the headquarters, correct? Show to me then. Your arcanum license.
Hoffman's brow furrows. This, then, is what it looks like when those in power wish to exert their authority. That is, again, another sentence that, good God, the ordering of words is a bit hard to read at first blush. But the more pressing crisis here is that there would be no way to produce an authentic paper from 1914 without adequate preparation.
Marcus is my assistant on this mission, Mr. Carl. She is not to answer your questions directly given her rank and status. It is me, the one in charge, that you should turn to, not my assistant.
Oh, lady from headquarters, don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to usurp your authority. It's not an issue. You didn't have to.
I have it
Marcus hands over a slip of paper from her pocket.
here.
Oh.
Mr. Carl bursts into a series of protracted sighs.
Is everything okay, Mr. Carl? Is it not acceptable?
Oh, yes, it's a perfectly good license. I can even smell the ink from the government office. Welcome to Vienna, Miss Arcanist from Romania. You should have shown it to me sooner. It would have saved us a lot of trouble.
The portly man smiles as he returns the permit to Marcus, who seems as though she had just stepped off a rocking boat.
I'm so sorry to have wasted your time.
God damn it, you're putting the baby through too much, man.
Speaking of which, no offense, but you are 2 hours and 15 minutes late, Mr. Carl.
The apprentice's apology is cut short, and she is taken aback by her mentor's dramatic shift in tact.
My apologies. The Minister of Finance and I had a little too much at lunch. Well, your train was late too, wasn't it?
You were having lunch when you were supposed to be here. We agree.
Relax, lady from the headquarters. You're just not used to this pace around here. Look at this industrialization and so-called modern designs. They have turned our beloved city and our carefree life into a cold, impersonal machine.
God, I can only imagine how these people felt during the dawn of industrialization. Good God. Imagine formerly riding, horse-drawn carriages or simply walking from destination to destination, and then suddenly you now have motorized vehicles and other pieces of technology that we just take for granted today. God. I can only imagine the shock that some people must have felt way back when.
Please forgive the train staff, the sewer workers, and the plumbers. It is their right to be a little unpunctual, and enforcing this right is a symbol of our free will. In the end, you didn't wait too long, and I got to enjoy my lunch. It all worked out, right?
Hoffman remains unswayed and indignant, while behind her, Marcus hangs her head. Clearly, Mr. Carl's joy is alone.
So, why was your train late?
It crashed into a deer. A deer with free will.
Tragic. All right, forgive this old Carl for his minor mistake, ladies. The rumors about the Golden Isle had kept the branch busy. There was no one else but me to pick you up. It wouldn't have been so embarrassing if headquarters had sent us manpower instead of taking it from us.
I am also on the job, Mr. Carl. Should I include your complaints in the report?
No, that's okay. It's just a group of lunatics banished to an island. They're arcane criminals from a small country, and people will forget about them in less than a month.
That is a little too close to home, Jesus Christ.
Only a few would believe that it has any real influence on Vienna. You know, the young artists who think highly of themselves, the schemers with evil plans, and the conspiracy theorists suffering from neurasthenia. The Megars and the Bohemians are already giving us a headache. Arcanists, they are not at all the Empire's top ethnic concern.
But aren't you in charge of the registration and management of arcanists?
Well, first of all, isn't my loyalty to His Majesty and the Empire? Before you use the title Head of the Vienna Branch to define me, I am first and foremost an honored citizen of Vienna, and I serve our great Emperor, lady.
And I thought you said this was a tolerant city.
Oh yes, we are responsible for dealing with the problems caused by the arcanists, just as we deal with the Megars and the Bohemians.
Mr. Carl swings his cane and strides forward cheerfully.
All right. That's the venerable Vienna branch of the St. Pavlov Foundation, over there. Let's go.
Marcus touches her left cheek, still warm from the touch of the mute incantation.
Mr. Carl is very different from the staff of the headquarters.
In fact, most of the time the branch members aren't comrades who share the same goals with us. They're more like local officials we have to deal with. We need them as a buffer between the Foundation and the local governments. They can help us maintain peace in the human world. But you can't ask too much of them. Not all of them are cosmopolitans. Most of them put their emperor and their country first. That's why we shouldn't disclose classified information to them. Does it still hurt?
Oh, it feels much better now.
No, come on. You be. You just ruffle her. Just. She's such a baby.
Good.
The mentor swings around as if on a swivel with a face of plain curiosity.
Marcus, did you already have that license before you joined the Foundation?
Yes. Austria abolished that policy in 1868, but Romania did not until 1913. I carried it with me out of habit. Thank goodness I did. This is indeed the era I'm from. That time has returned.
Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people.
The apprentice halts her speech, cowed by Hoffman's warning.
Put away your license. We need to catch up with Carl. Remember my words, Marcus. Never trust anyone, even if they're a branch member of the Foundation.
So this is the Vienna branch? It's splendid. Look at the walls, simple yet elegant. It's like a temple of modern art. I can read the contrast between different shapes and textures. This Mr. Ulrich must have put so much effort into the design. It must be a very pleasant place to work at, Mr. Call.
Oh, no. This is a secession building. Another meeting place for the young artists to show off, other than the cafes. They said they wanted to break away from traditional art. Well, it's more like they're breaking away from human life. There's nothing to like here. Only inexplicable paintings and neurasthenic lunatics. But people keep coming back. There are even secession groups to the secession. Like cells dividing through mitosis. The entrance to our venerable branch is on the left. Please follow me.
A massive golem stands at the door, towering over the approaching trio.
Notice the guard? It's the most loyal and reliable knight of Vienna, powered entirely by arcane ritual. The greatest achievement since the revival of Arcanum in Europe. In 1662, a royal magician from London offered it to the emperor at the time. Since then, it's guarded the empire for centuries.
Ah, sir.
A figure emerges from within the shadow of the golem.
Greetings, dear Sascapia. How is your son Tamino? I hear he's not getting along well with his fiancée.
He's a strange one. What's he doing standing in the corner like that?
My apologies, Miss Hoffman. Please hold on. Terrific, Heinrich! Just as terrific as your pathetic art career!
That's great! Best wishes to you, Sascapia. Oh, my apologies.
He stands in the distance, giving a nod towards Hoffman and Marcus.
Greetings to you, Angelotti. And unknown lady.
The gentleman turns and moves briskly into the temple-like edifice, as peculiar in his exit as he was in his entrance. The sentences in this chapter of the game is insane. Like, my god, how could you not be tongue-tied when the words are formed the way they are? Holy shit.
See, he is one of those crazy artists. Everyone knows that I only have this beautiful daughter of mine. This mustacheless gentleman went to study in Berlin and has just returned. I guess he didn't learn much in class, and now he's throwing himself into opera. He must have listened to Wagner and Mozart so much it damaged his central nervous system. That's why he sees everyone as a character in an opera. Operas and music, they do harm to your eyes and fill your ears with useless sounds.
Is every artist like this? Scarpia, Angelotti. They are indeed characters from the opera Tosca.
That will be important later.
Oops! I am getting off topic.
Carl's cane raps on the stone statue in front of him.
Don't worry. We've modified its original ritual to meet the needs here. Lots of people come in and out after all. You just need to knock on the armor 3 times, touch your mustache, and it will let you in.
I forgot you have no mustaches, my dear ladies. But you do have arcane skills, right?
First of all, I am not an arcanist. Second, I am not as humorous as you think.
Fine, but that was no joke. This thing only accepts mustaches. It's a symbol that every gentleman should have. And not everyone's like Heinrich.
The absurdity seems to have finally broken the senior investigator's patience.
Just give me the list of arcanists we mentioned in the letter, Mr. Carl. We don't need to go into the branch.
Oh no, do you really want to miss the scenery of the Danau? And the sight of the modern transport system? There's no better way to tour the ring roads than by carriage. And we've booked a room for you at the Zaka Hotel.
Okay, that is a weird way to pronounce that. I mean, I've played through the Midnight Whistle event where it introduced Robuska and Corvus and also Ima. They pronounce it Danube. So it's interesting that there is no clear pronunciation guide for stuff like this, but it's really interesting.
By the way, have you tried the treasure of Austria?
Thank you. We already had it while you were enjoying your lunch. Now, please, give us the list.
That last sentence, by the way, stung even through me, and I wasn't even the target of that. Hoffman's tone marks the request as non-negotiable.
And I'm sure you've received a telegram from the headquarters. You are to investigate the people around Theophil von Dittersdorf.
Okay, all right. It's a pity, lady from the headquarters. Here you are. And that's all of it. All of it. Oh, and this. 2 tickets to the Vienna Royal Orchestra. Please give them to Mr. Richard, and when you see him, send my sincerest regards.
The subtitles read differently there, but I get the picture. Hoffman stands still, maintaining a distant politeness.
I will.
Who's Mr. Rickard?
She's so cute. I've seen Flutterpage, I've seen oh god, I'm forgetting the other one already. Fatutu. There's a huge glut of cute childlike characters, or actually no, they're not childlike, they're actual children. They're actual children in this game, and I don't think anybody is as cute as Marcus yet.
The contact between the Foundation and the Vienna branch in 1914. A phantom of history.
So you can say he's a Phantom of the Opera?
At that time, people still believed the golden age that had begun with the last generation would continue as it should, and that their positions in government would be as unshakable as the long-standing empire.
Hoffman nods, watching as old Carl taps his cane and strokes his beard before disappearing into the corridor opened by the golem.
Oh, shoot. It won't let me in.
You're not joking, are you, Mr. Carl?
I am not. Darn! What is going on? Is this thing broken? Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, my belly. Oh, I had this suit custom made in Paris.
The ancient knight awakens in a... Oh, I spoke too loud there. The ancient knight awakens in a slow stir, shaking off a heavy layer of dust as thick as a Viennese title. I almost read it as tile. It says title.
What on earth is going on? Why is the defense system activated?
Because you are not actually who you say you are, Carl. I've had that feeling ever since you showed up. A comical voice emanates from within the statue, lilting? Oh my god. Lilting and quick, like a rubber ball bouncing around inside a hollow frame.
Marcus, can you read its internal rituals?
Considering its sluggishness, yes, I think so.
Good. It's a good chance for you to get some experience. Just stay safe.
Oh, no! Miss Hoffman, these golems represent the spirit of the Vienna branch. You shouldn't be so violent!
Adapt, improve, and advance. Arcanum should be kept up with the times, not lock itself away in a museum and wallow in the good old days. There was something visibly wrong with this thing, and we were rightfully doing our job. If you have any concerns about this, I'll include them in the report. And I should remind you that you've spent too much time on your free will. We're running out of time.
Nine! Procedures are not the problem, darn it! You're not German, are you?
The division head mutters softly before proceeding inside at last.
So, what's wrong with the golem?
As Mr. Carl said, its structure is simple and yet incredible. The malfunction comes from one of the components. There's an extra stroke on the enchantment. These strokes look new. I guess the staff made a mistake when they did the maintenance or repair.
Let's hope so. Now take a look at this before Mr. Carl comes out. Several days ago, a member of the field agent squad found a painting that was reported in this magazine, The Pan. It belonged to Theophil von Dittersdorf, a deceased artist from Vienna who committed suicide. Its name is The Salvation, and it was found along with a poem. The poem mentions the doomsday, the reversal of time, and the rain.
Salvation and rain. It sounds so...
Yes. And given the sightings of Manus leaders in Vienna, we believe Theophil came into contact with Manus leaders before he died, and probably learned the truth of the storm and the method of salvation. This was how Manus Vindicte recruited arcanists in 1929.
If he knew the method of salvation, why did he still kill himself?
Marcus takes the magazine with ready curiosity, looking at the small, clipped section.
Auf der Suche nach Silenus im Walde fragte ich ihn, was ist das Beste und Wunderbarste für den Mensch? Die Lehre.
Wo der Mensch nie geboren wurde, sagte er. Ich betrachtete ihn. Den Ring des Lebens. Den Ring aller Leben. Deine Hände formen den Ring. Und das Urteil wird ausgesprochen. Am jüngsten Tag, in der Dämmerung, wenn die Geschichte verblasst. O Welt! Sein Kopf beißt sich in seine Füße. Seine Knie berühren seine Nase. O Mensch! Sie bewohnen die Erde und warten darauf, dass der Himmel fällt. Gestern wird zu morgen. Morgen verwandelt sich wieder in gestern. Wer wird im Regen verschwinden? Wem wird das ewige Glück gewährt, die Gnade von oben? Und diese Lehre, das Aufhören der Existenz?
Oh, that was so moving, Miss Sieglund. Poor Sigmund. My best friend has returned to the void. Thank you all for coming today to shed tears for our departed hero. He was a righteous and noble man who cared for his people. He was still trying to save the arcanists on the Golden Isle before he died. He left us so many beautiful poems and paintings. Shame that the fire burnt everything to ashes. The only thing that survived was the Salvation. We were in a golden age of progressive ideas. We believed the Enlightenment would make ignorance history and lead us to paradise where everyone would be saved. The barrier between arcanists and humans would be removed. In Vienna, that tolerant city, we would stand together hand in hand, back to back, reliving the intimacy we once shared when we first came into this world. Oh, world. Its head bites its feet. Its knees touch its nose. But the reality is, the survival space of arcanists is shrinking. We tried to speak up in our own language, but that only makes us strangers in our own land. That's why we have decided to exhibit Sigmund's last work. not only in memory of the deceased, but in memory of his noble spirit, his sincere concern for his people, and his scrutiny of this tragic world.
The people gathered nod their heads. Some of the women begin to weep softly.
There is no need to be sad, my friends. He has left us with the Rheingold. We will found a committee with the funds raised by the exhibition to improve the conditions of unregistered arcanists.
Wait, Carl is not the bad one here. He's just, I guess, incompetent is a word for it, or he's just a little too concerned with local problems rather than the bigger picture, as Hoffman pointed out. Heinrich, on the other hand...
The youngest and the most outstanding opera singer in Vienna, Theophel's sister, Isolde von Dietersdorf, will present the details.
Amidst applause, Heinrich bows, handing off the stage to its true protagonist. She takes a graceful step forward. That was really good German reading, by the way, when she did that.
Now I see why we were ordered to investigate Theophel's connections. There may be spies from Manus Vindictae among them.
Her mentor nods in approval, handing over a stack of documents.
I know the Vienna branch has a lot of bureaucratic problems, but if we need the help to carry out the mission in this era, the search warrant, the letter of introduction, the evidence collection permit, they've provided us with all the official documents we need in this era, as well as a list of all the arcanists in Vienna in 1914. But we're not going to cooperate with them any further, because of the requirements to confidentiality. We'll only need manpower from them in the following operations.
Marcus replies by opening the thick register of arcanists, desperate to prove she hasn't gotten distracted this time.
In case you spend a whole day on the A section, Marcus, we're looking for Theophil. Starts with a T.
How did you know I was starting from line A?
She's so adorable. Like, I get it now. Okay, I get it now. The apprentice droops her shoulders, sinking back into the book. With the help of her arcane skill, she easily finds the information that Hoffman seeks.
It says Theophil belonged to a group of artists called the Circle. They often gathered in the Secession building. Madam Hoffman, I think we can make contact with them one by one.
What's happening?
I sense strong arcane fluctuations over there.
Her eyes center on the door of the Secession building.
I think it's a ghost?
Look at this, dearie. This kind of hand mirror has become the latest fashion. Oh, it's a trifling thing, but people like me have to stay in the loop to make a living. Come here, gaze into the mirror and fix your hat. What do you see? Do you like what you see?
I think it's broken.
Is that so? Oh, has something gone wrong? Did an old lady like me waste her money? Or perhaps what it reflects is the truth. The mirror shows reality. Nothing more, nothing less. So it may be that there is nothing to see. Or it may be something that can't be seen. But things change, darling, especially in this city. Like an avalanche taking everything in its path, changing them irrevocably and inevitably. So next time when you look into a mirror like this, you may just see something else. Be patient.
So
in the warmth of spring, the ice cracks deeper. One splinters into two, and each begins to splinter again. They set up the mirror and lift the cloth, exposing to light the good, the bad, and what lies beyond them both. Then the factions split and then split again. Secessionists, by their nature, are not in the business of keeping things together. They won't stop the fractures. They can't. In lifting the cloth, in seeing their reflection, they scatter themselves like dandelion seeds in the wind.
where are they going?
Oh, I don't know where, but I do know what they're doing. Some of them still paint with gold leaf. Others believe they must depict what is real. Some depict the ravings of their dreams. Some seek to change the streets into works of art, and others drive out all meaning from their work. The only time they ever reach an agreement is just before they lift the cloth from the mirror. Before the Potemkin village with all its empty facades moves somewhere else, some of them might just achieve their ends. To be like the golden cabbage, sitting atop its dome over the ring road. To be recognized by everyone.
Isolde? Isolde!
My god, she passed out again!
People gather around in a loose circle, wringing their hands but offering little help, knowing there's little they can do besides making a spectacle of their compassion.
She must have smelling salts on her. Find them.
What is going on? Make way! Make way! Let me see.
Kakanya! People, make way for the doctor!
Well, quote unquote.
Isolde? Can you hear me? Oh no, it's a seizure. She's going to bite herself. Get a stick! Heinrich, do you have any props she can bite?
Doctor, help! Please help me! They are here! The paintings, they are here!
She can't wait. Isolde, open your mouth.
Doctor, your hand is bleeding from the bite.
It's okay. What happened just now? She was fine when I left 10 minutes ago.
I don't know. We finished reciting Sigmund's poem and...
Sigmund? Oh, you mean Theophil? I see what's going on here. You've aroused her trauma.
You shouldn't have invited her to her brother's exhibition, Heinrich. And you even read his death notice in public. Ah, you should have known it would upset her. He was the only family she had left.
I did not. I thought she had completely recovered.
What?
She should have recovered from the electroshock therapy.
What kind of nonsense is that? Dr. Schwartz is a liar without a conscience. He takes pleasure in the pain of his patients. I know how he managed to fool the medical association. Those rich morons don't care about the patients at all. Soon as you mention fancy words like advanced or science, they'll throw their wallets at you as if they'll be left behind by the times. They're all blinded by the shining glamour of progressivism. And they even scoff at psychoanalysis, the real meaningful discovery of the era.
A piercing scream silences her arguments. The screaming woman, drenched in sweat, sees the framed painting turn into a bone saw aimed at cutting open her skull, where most certainly the syrup in her brain would diffuse like milk poured into a cup of tea. How adorable! An almost delightful thought, but... what if it's like the oil painting on this canvas? Or like a teacup? Like a neat triangle? A square? Like a square? Or a circle, maybe?
Nein! Theophil! Nimm dich weg von mir!
The electric lights go out, and a series of candles ignite simultaneously.
Schau dir den Ring an, Theophil. Ist so wunderschön.
I did not know that Isolde was German. The whole time I thought she was Italian, but no, she's actually German. Huh. Or I probably missed that bit of information when I was reading up on her, because I know that she's a very, very popular character. I mean, Kakanya notwithstanding, so they're always like mentioned side by side. In the candlelight, Isolde's face is deathly pale.
Nein, das war meine Schuld. Ja, ich werde es besser machen. Ich kann es schaffen. Ich kann immer noch singen.
Fuck, she is hallucinating.
Isolde?
The woman pulls Kakanya down by her collar.
Bitte, schau mich an.
Doktor! Hilf mir! Bitte, hilf mir!
I will, Isolde. Now let go of me first.
Oh no. It's a seance. But Miss Tusk only does it before performance.
Of course it turned out this way. She's lost control. She summoned evil spirits this time, not the good ones.
Nein! Nein! Give back! Give back!
Kakanya breaks free from her grip and follows Isolde's distant gaze.
She's afraid of the paintings. Oh, poor girl. It's her brother's paintings.
Miss Kakanya! Watch out!
Heinrich, give me a hand. Draw the ghosts away by whatever means.
Sie sind jetzt sicher, Isolde. Spüren Sie nun den Druck meiner Hände.
The wandering spirits busy themselves in entangling the unfortunate gentleman. Kakanya, catching her breath, gently clasps her hands over Isolde's ears.
Der Druck wird Sie an einige Dinge erinnern. Sie werden langsam und stetig in Ihren Kopf gelangen und Ihnen nicht schaden. Gut, das ist es. Wenn ich den Druck loslasse, öffnen Sie langsam Ihre Augen. Diese Dinge werden sanft zu Boden fallen, wie Federn. Jetzt sagen Sie mir, was haben Sie gesehen? Was ist passiert?
The woman clenches her teeth, struggling to push out her gritted words.
Dr. Schwartz told me that humans are rational, and we should be able to control ourselves completely. But I failed. The Dittersdorfs can't afford another lunatic like me. I will be abandoned by the audience. By everyone.
No, you are not them, Isolde. As long as you receive proper treatment in the hospital.
Please don't, please. I'm cured. The shock therapy worked well, very well.
Isolde.
No, I mustn't act like Mother or Teofil. The Dittersdorfs can't bear. The opera can't bear.
Still murmuring, her breathing gradually evens out.
Heinrich, please take Miss Dittersdorf to get some rest.
I will.
The gentleman barks a command to the guests gathered around and moves to help the girl into the backstage. Kakanya rises, rushing to the door of the secession building like a gust of wind.
What about you, Doctor? Where are you going?
I'm going to get that Derek Schwartz.
Her green figure swiftly disappears beneath the doorway. But before the door can close, a hand halts its motion.
Kakanya? Huh? You are from the Foundation. And Angelotti. And the unknown lady?
Alrighty, so we are now into chapter 6, and while Vertin and her crew are busy dealing with the hostile takeover of an Aegean island full of math cultists, we are trying to solve a local problem involving, like I said earlier, the most well-known couple in Reverse 1999, Kakanya and Isolde, through the lens of Greta Hoffman and Marcus, baby Marcus, as I would prefer to call her now. But we are sadly out of time. So, if you guys like what you see and want to see more, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.